time for spelling analysis. Let's apply the phonograms and rules you've been learning. All right, the first word is lightning. There was a streak of lightning across the sky. Lightning. Go ahead and say lightning. How many syllables in lightning? Two. We will say to spell lightning. What will we say to spell? Lightning. All right, let's sound it out together. The first syllable is light. L-I-T. Did you see that? The second syllable is ning. N-E-ng. Go ahead and write lightning. Sound it out as you write it so that you are sure that you represent every sound with a phonogram. Lightning. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is light. L-I-T. The second syllable is ning. N-E-ng. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the I and the ng. Let's read it. L-I-T-N-E-ng. Lightning. Excellent. The next word is thunderstorm. There was a lot of lightning during the thunderstorm. Go ahead and say thunderstorm. How many syllables in thunderstorm? Three. All right, we will say to spell thunderstorm. What will we say to spell? Thunderstorm. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is thun. N. The second syllable is der. D-er. That's the er of her. The last syllable is storm. S-t or m. Go ahead and write thunderstorm. Sounding it out as you write it. Excellent. Now help me write it. The first syllable is thun. N. The second syllable is der. D-er. The last syllable is storm. S-t or m. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the th and the and the or. Let's read it. Th-n-d-er, st or m. Thunderstorm. What two words do you see make up the word thunderstorm? That's right, thunder and storm. A thunderstorm is a storm with a lot of thunder. The next word is tornado. I hope there's not a tornado in that storm. Tornado. Go ahead and say tornado. How many syllables in tornado? Three. We will say to spell tornado. What will we say to spell? Tornado. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is tor, t, or. The second syllable is nay, n-a. The third syllable is do, d-o. Go ahead and write tornado. Excellent. Sound it out as you write it. Good. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is tor, t, or. The second syllable is nay, n-a. The third syllable is do, d-o. How will we mark it? We'll underline the or, put a line over the a, and put a line over the o, because they said they're long sounds. And when did they say the long sounds? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. Let's read it. T, or, n-a-d-o, tornado. Excellent. Do you see a theme to these words? The next word is summer. It is almost summer. Go ahead and say summer. How many syllables in summer? Two. We will say to spell some-mer. What will we say to spell? Some-mer. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is some. S-a-m. The second syllable is mer. M-er. The er of her. Go ahead and write some-mer. Good. Now help me write it. The first syllable is some. S-a-m. The second syllable is mer. M-er. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the er. Let's read it. S-a-m-m-er. Summer. Excellent. The next word is winter. Winter is cold. Go ahead and say winter. How many syllables in winter? 2. We will say to spell winter. What will we say to spell? Winter. Good. The first syllable is win. W-I-N. The second syllable is ter. T-er. Use the of her. Go ahead and write winter. Good. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is win. W-I-N. The second syllable is ter. T-er. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the Let's read it. W-I-N-T-er. Winter. The next word is fall. Fall comes after summer. Go ahead and say fall. All right, let's sound it out. Aw, use an a-a, ul. Go ahead and write fall. Good. Now help me write it. A, ul. And how will we mark it? What sound of a-a do here? That's right. It's the broad sound. So you'll put 2 dots over it. And notice it's saying it's broad sound before an L. That is very common. Also noticed we doubled the L. Why? We often double F, L, or S after a single short or broad vowel. Here it's broad. And it's a single vowel too. That's important. Let's read it. A, ul. Fall. The next word is spring. Spring is one of the 4 seasons. Spring. Go ahead and say it. Spring. Now let's sound it out. S-p-r-i-ng. Go ahead and write spring. Sounding it out as you write it. Good. Now help me write it. S-p-r-i-ng. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the ng. Let's read it. Sp-r-i-ng. Spring. The next word is hail. I heard hail pelting down onto the roof. Hail. Go ahead and say hail. Let's sound it out. A, 2-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words. Ul. Hail. Go ahead and write hail. Excellent. Now help me to write it. A-ul. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the A. Let's read it. A-ul. Hail. The next word is blizzard. There is a blizzard in the forecast. Blizzard. Go ahead and say blizzard. How many syllables in blizzard? 2. We will say to spell blizzard. What will we say to spell? Blizzard. All right, the first syllable is blizz. B-l-i-z. This is the phonogram that says only z. The second syllable is zard. Z. Again, the phonogram that says only z. R-d. Go ahead and write blizzard. Blizzard. Good. Good sounding it out. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is blizz. B-l-i-z. The second syllable is zard. Z-r-d. And how will you mark it? You'll underline the R. Let's read it. B-l-i-z-z-r-d. Blizzard. Excellent. The next word is sweltering. It is sweltering hot. Sweltering. Go ahead and say sweltering. How many syllables in sweltering? 3. All right, so we will say to spell sweltering. What will we say to spell? Sweltering. Good. The first syllable is swell. S-w-e-l. The second syllable is ter. T-er. The of her. The third syllable is ing. I-ng. Go ahead and write sweltering. Good. Good sounding it out. Hopefully you're hearing how this helps you to write these words. Now help me write it. The first syllable is swell. S-w-e-l. The second syllable is ter. T-er. The fourth syllable is ing. Ing. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the and the ng. I hope you can read that. It's getting a little tiny to be able to fit it all in. So let's go ahead and read it. Sweltering. Excellent. You are getting to be able to write and spell some really big words. The next word is overcast. The forecast is for overcast skies. That means cloudy. Go ahead and say overcast. How many syllables in overcast? 3. We will say to spell overcast. What will we say to spell? Overcast. Good. The first syllable is O. The second syllable is the of her. The third syllable is cast. K. Use a k. Ass. Use a s. T. Overcast. You've got it. Go ahead and write it, sounding it out. Good. Now help me write it. The first syllable is O. O. The second syllable is ver. The third syllable is cast. K-a-s-t. And how will we mark it? You're right. I already marked the O. And why did it say it's long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. And we'll underline the Let's read it. O-ver-cast. Overcast. Excellent. The next word is weather. The weather is beautiful. Weather. Go ahead and say weather. How many syllables in weather? 2. We will say to spell weather. What will we say to spell? Weather. Let's sound it out. Wev. W-e. Use an E at A. V. The second syllable is Go ahead and write weather. Good. Good sounding it out. And help me to write it. The first syllable is wev. W-e-v. The second syllable is And how will we mark it? We'll underline the e. And what sound of E, A do you hear in weather? That's right, e. We'll underline the v, and it's the second sound of v, and we'll underline the Let's read it. Weather. Outstanding. The next word is heat. I do not like the heat. Heat. Go ahead and say heat. Let's sound it out. E, use an E at A. T. Go ahead and write heat. Excellent. Now help me write it. Heat. E. T. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the E. Let's read it. Eat. Heat. The next word is cool. There is a cool breeze. Cool. Go ahead and say cool. Let's sound it out. Cool. K. Use a k. S. Oo. Use an oo. O. Cool. Go ahead and write cool. Good. Now help me write it. Cool. K. Oo. O. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the oo. Let's read it. K. Oo. O. Cool. The last word is flood. There was a lot of rain and it caused a flood. Go ahead and say flood. Let's sound it out. Flood. This is an D. Flood. Go ahead and write flood. Good. And help me write it. D. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the And what sound of O do you hear in flood? That's right, the second sound, so we'll put a 2 over it. Let's read it. D. Flood. Wow, look at some of these words. They're quite big. You are really learning a lot about the logic of English and how to read and how to spell.
Combining the science of reading with the joy of learning. Learn more at essentials.logicofenglish.com.